What's up, Capricorn? Welcome to Scorp Queen Intuition. Welcome back, guys, if you are joining me again, okay? This is your November monthly reading, all right? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placement in Capricorn. This is more so with the monthlies. If you've been with me for a while, you know that the monthlies are focused on your spiritual growth, what advice you need, what information or clarity you may be looking for when it comes to your healing and ascension. Okay, so this is more so like food for the soul. No room for all the other drama in this. This is mainly for you, what you need to know, okay, as you're going on your spiritual path. Okay, what parts of you need to release, even the parts that you don't want to hear. Okay, that's the thing about these readings people run from, because these focus on what you need to heal, what may be your blockages, and what you need to let go of. So we're going to start out with the surrender deck, okay, and see what Capricorn needs to surrender. Surrender resentments, Capricorn. Okay, so holding on to resentments only poison you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life, guys, okay? So like the card said, resentment only poisons you. It doesn't do anything for that other person for you to continue to resent them, okay? It it has a greater effect on you, hope, because some people, they don't care, okay? Especially if they've moved on and forgiven themselves or justified whatever they've done to you, but you're still holding on to it. It's going to affect you more. And so you have to just let go. And like they say, let God, okay? So just let it go. At the bottom, you have surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. I don't know why I felt like you guys got that card recently in one of your readings, but not sure. Okay, let's see what else you guys need to know. So we know you need to surrender resentment, okay? Whatever it is you're holding on to. And you can get out there and have some fun, Capricorn. I swear I remember telling you guys this the last reading, okay? Enlightenment, okay? So this is about you opening your eyes to more. This is about you being in tune with the universe to get that direction that you need, like where you may have felt in the dark about certain things. Now that clarity, that light is coming through. You're feeling more enlightened. You're feeling more aware. The more you let go of these resentments, the more you will be enlightened, okay? That is the part of being enlightened. You know, when you start to see things differently, things that you used to hold on to or bother you won't bother you as much, okay? So enlightenment, something about this card, guys, I see a face in this card. I don't know if anyone else does. I don't want to put it too close, but you guys tell me if you guys see a face in this card, okay? Like in this area right here. So I'm definitely feeling like an energy of being guided. Those things you're feeling enlightened about, it is your spiritual team, your ancestors, your God, the universe definitely looking over you, and giving you the insight that you need, okay? Let's see. That face is so strong to me in that picture. All right, let's see what else we have. Transformation. So you guys got some very strong energy here. Okay, you're definitely transforming. That's the part of you growing, is releasing those things so you can blossom into what you're meant to be. Like the card said, it only poisons you. So what happens when something is poisoned, right? It starts to deteriorate. It starts to decay. It starts to die. All right. So parts of you, that's that transformation. You letting go of that poison that you've been holding on to, so you can evolve and you can grow into this butterfly. And I feel like maybe all of it recently you guys have gotten a different view on something. So like something in the, you know how like before, like say you leave a relationship, you know, in the beginning you're hurt, you're angry with that person, you're going through those changes, right? Those emotional changes. But after a while, you start to become more enlightened. You start to be able to look back and say, okay, now I see why that happened that way. For my own growth, not for them, not for probably something that you actually seen happen, come from that, but more so in a spiritual sense, right? You're like, wow, Now I see why it wasn't meant for me to be with that person, or now I see why I went through that because I had to learn this, and now I see why. It's like you just start to learn parts about yourself, and you start to become more enlightened about what you need, what you don't need, um, what you need to heal. It's so much, and I feel like a part of that. But if you're holding on to that resentment, what does that mean, guys? It means you're looking at them, right? Everything they did wrong, everything they did to you, that you're still holding on to, that you haven't forgiven. But you have to look at you, okay? And that's when you start to become more enlightened about what you could have done differently, what you didn't see that you see now, all kind of things, guys. And the more you enlighten yourself, the more you start to vent those things, okay? And maybe hear yourself say it out loud. The more you're going to grow, the more you're going to evolve. You were in a like a caterpillar stage at that time, okay? But now you're going into this butterfly stage. And so the more you evolve, the more you enlighten yourself, the more you start to dig into you, the more you're going to free yourself as well, okay? Let's see what else we got. It's like those things did hurt you guys, but look, it's a beautiful transformation for you. Look at that happiness. Sometimes I look back at some breakups and be like, I thank God for that breakup. It hurt at the moment. It hurt at the time. Yeah, it did. But now it's like, you know what? I thank God for that. I thank God for that distance, you know? That lesson I learned from that. I thank God for it not working out and me being able to look back and say, hey, if they wouldn't have took me through that, I wouldn't have realized this part about myself, right? I wouldn't have realized I don't deserve that. I deserve this. So it's so much beauty, guys. It's so much beauty in it. The more you get enlightened, right? Right? Because the more you're enlightened, the less closed-minded you are, okay? You have courage. Courage. It takes a lot of courage to release things that people have done to you. It does take a lot of courage to release resentment, because sometimes you feel like I shouldn't have to take accountability for anything. They did it to me. I didn't deserve that. And sometimes the hardest part of releasing things is when you didn't get the apology that you feel like you deserve. So some of you guys may be struggling with that, and that's why you're still holding on to this resentment, okay? But that's the courage. That's the fight. I see another face in this other card here, right here, but it looked like a chimpanzee. I keep seeing these faces in these cards. They could have done that intentionally. Okay, I don't know. But courage, you notice that you getting the courage. You might be feeling that universal, I don't know, it's like you're going to start to feel stronger. You're going to start to feel more empowered. You're going to start to feel more, self-aware, okay? Okay. And guys, there's beauty. There's such beauty in being self-aware. Okay. Such beauty in it. Okay. Let's see. Look at that. At the bottom, you have purification. See, it's a cleansing, guys. That's what I'm feeling. It's a purging. It's like Spirit is saying you got to detox that energy, right? You have to detox that resentment you're holding. All right. Let's go ahead and clarify here. What is this enlightenment? What is this enlightenment Capricorn is coming into? What is this enlightenment? There is so much beauty and self-awareness, though, guys, because, you'll have people always trying to tell you what you are and who you are. Hell, and some of it might be true. Then guess what? But if you're self-aware, you can stand them in their face and say, well, guess what? I know that about myself. And I'm working on it. Might be something you might not even feel like you need to work on. Okay? But there's so much beauty in self-awareness, because you know why? People, as long as people can feel like they can tell you about yourself, and they're telling you about something you don't know about yourself, they feel like they have power. But when they're trying to tell you something, you can say, oh, let me tell you something. One thing about me, I know myself. I know my flaws. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. I know my beauty. I know I know the ugliness that can come with me. There's nothing you can tell me about myself that I'm not aware of. That's when people don't have power. And it's okay to even know about those things that are not so pretty about yourself that you have to change. Those are the that's the focus. Those things that are amazing about you, you don't have to too much worry about those. It's the things that you know you have to change, right? Let's see. You know you might be going on with your life, but you know there's certain people you still feel a certain type of way about that you haven't let it go yet. And whether you feel justified, you know, you still know that deep down you have to let it go, okay? Time has moved on, and so do you. You have to move on. 2 of Cups, 8 of Wands in the reverse, okay? I told you this could be about relationships, delays, in partnerships, close bonds pulling apart. You're realizing so much here with this 2 of Cups and this 8 of Wands in the reverse, okay? But this is about you finally, the understanding is coming in now, okay? It is coming in for you. Let's see. What else can you tell us about enlightenment, Spirit? Can you tell us about enlightenment? For some of you guys, you felt like the best thing for you to, the best thing for you to do was to block certain people out, no longer respond. I'm getting that energy for some of you guys. Okay. Like, once you realize something, you may have went on about your way, right? But at the same time, you went on about your way, but you may have not released everything that was needed to be released, you know? So let's see. Page of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, see? Curious and witty, chatty, and gossip, communication, finding information. So with it being in the reverse, guys, this is like you not having that information before. With the Page of Swords, it's like your mind was just in a certain place that may have been closed off, may have been very negative, or you were engaging in a lot of negative communication with people, which is why I said I seen that may have been what you pulled back from. With communication in the reverse, like I said, some sort of lack of communication. You're not responding to someone, or trying not to give into gossip or chatty conversations with others. So much here I get from this Page of Swords energy. It's like a very immature mindset you may have even seen yourself in at one time, but now that Page of Swords being in the reverse, the opposite of that is that King of Swords, right? So look at that, the Magician, manifestation, willpower, resourceful. You're coming into enlightenment to be able to let some things go, realizing what part you might just be realizing that out of nowhere you get an epiphany. Okay, you don't know where it's coming from. You don't know what happened. It's like you might all of a sudden have an understanding about something that before it was like you were angry about it, or you were upset about it, and it was blocking you from really being able to see the answer there, right? But now that you've had some time to pull back, to not communicate, to get your mind in the right place, I feel like you've gotten to a place to where it's like, I get it now. Okay, yeah, that's it. And that's where you are right now, okay? This could be in regards to a Virgo or Gemini. Okay, let's see what else we have here for enlightenment. Somebody might be trying to get enlightened in on what you're doing, like as well as trying to tap in and get information on you, because you're not communicating with them. I could tell a retrograde coming, guys. I can't talk. Yeah, if you've been with me, you know I always say, guys, a retrograde, my communication is terrible. I get my words mixed up, all kind of craziness. Okay, enlightened. Look at that, 5 of Wands in the reverse, guys. You have really been enlightened about the people that brought problems in your life, the people that brought chaos in your life, the people that brought drama, the people that weren't for you. You really enlightened yourself on that. So you're making what you're changing here is, so you don't have any resentment to hold towards people. You're just disconnected from a lot of drama that you've been experiencing, okay? So it says conflict and ego, competition and rivals, aggression and tension. You've been enlightened on the people that may have not been for you guys. And it hurt. It did. When you left these situations, what you held on to is the fact that they tried to bring you drama. That Page of Swords and that Page of Page of Swords in the reverse, Five of Wands in the reverse. This is definitely like a combative, aggressive or tense energy between you and someone else, which resulted in the resentment here. And you're not for it now. Look at this, King of Wands in the reverse. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, leadership and vision, bold and daring, big ego and optimism. So the King of Wands in the reverse is someone that could be controlling. They could definitely be very jealous, very self-absorbed, arrogant, you know, jealous. Yeah. And you're becoming enlightened to a lot of people that you see weren't for you. Let's see. Why is transformation here? Four of Cups. Look at that. Contemplation. Feeling disconnected. Discontent and bored. This transformation, you know, it did require some sacrifices. It did require some losses. That Four of Cups is like a missed opportunity here. Or someone feeling like there's a missed opportunity. Or, you know, you've had a lot of time to think through this transformation, right? And like I said, as you've been transforming, you've been thinking back on those disappointments you've encountered, the you know, taking a lot of time to think. This is feeling really discontent, not really happy with the way things are going or were going. So yeah, let's see. The Empress in the reverse, and what was that? Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Guys, some of you guys, I don't know why I'm getting that, this resentment. For some of you guys, this is like a, what's the right word I'm looking for? You're resenting somebody because you feel like they use you for intimacy or sex. And so you're holding on to that. That's like a very specific energy I'm picking up on of your resentment, or some of you guys that's resenting someone. Okay. Why is transformation here? Knight of Pentacles. Practical, reliable, slow and steady, committed and patient, conservative, and the high refined, traditional, higher learning and belief. See, this transformation is teaching you so much. So much. Okay. You are being very spiritually guided, you know, by your intuitive team. Keep evolving, guys. Keep evolving. There was something here that didn't transform into a relationship like you wanted. I don't know if you guys feel like the conflict with somebody was wasting your time, moving very slow. Yeah, and you over it. So that's that resentment that you feel towards someone here. You feel like someone wasted your time, or they move slow, or they weren't really putting in enough. And now you're just enlightened about what the overall relationship was about. And the more you think on it, the more you do kind of feel resentment. Okay. Courage. Let's see. Look, the World in the reverse. It says completion, closing cycles, and achievement, but it's in the reverse. I told you guys, you gotta have that strength to end something. Close a cycle, leave it alone. 10 of Cups in the reverse. You're only going to continue to make yourself unhappy. You're only going to continue to block your happiness, guys. Death in the reverse. See, this is about fighting that transformation. It says transformation, endings and change, transition and release. So with it being in the reverse, that's a struggle of releasing something here, right? You know, it's a struggle. You know, this is like resisting change. This is resisting transformation. It's not that you want to. It's just that you're still going through the, you know, the shifts and the flow of getting back to who you once were after certain people have come and you feel like kind of played with you in a sense, you know. Death in the reverse. And remember, guys, all of this energy, you have surrendered to play at the bottom. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. So I definitely see why you guys need to take some time, okay? Get out there and have fun because you're dealing with a lot here, you know? 10 of Cups in the reverse says happening. You see, guys? I told you, retrograde come, I can't talk. And 10 of Cups in the reverse, happiness, family harmony, emotional stability. Okay, you got deceit. See, feeling betrayed. You feel betrayed. The bottom, you have take a step back. Sometimes, guys, the more we are enlightened, the more it hurts. Because also, the more we start to come into realization, like, damn, did that person ever care? Maybe they didn't, you know? And then sometimes that's a realization. Maybe they never meant me any good. Maybe they never had intentions of doing right. And that alone is something to unpack, a lot to unpack within itself. So yeah, look at that, guys. Daughter romance in the reverse and broken heart. So I told you, you definitely are disconnecting from, like, broken heart and victory in the reverse. Let's see what else. What do we have here? You feel deceived. You feel betrayed by somebody. Okay, you have indecision at the bottom. That's that being at a crossroad. Maybe some of you guys don't even know if you should let something go, or if you should release something, or if you should even try with someone else, okay? The garden and the gate in the reverse. Let's see what that is, okay? What else do we have here for? What else do we have here for Capricorn? Door to personal healing and happiness in the reverse. And all tied up. So, let's see what we got here, guys. All right. Okay. So, the garden and the gate in the reverse, which is number 30. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry for the noise if you can hear it. I got my nephew over here playing with my sons. I got a 3 and a 4-year-old running around in there. So, okay. So, the garden and the gate in the reverse. Now, when it's in the up, well, the card overall means abundant, prosperity, and staying safe. Now, when it's in the reverse, it says, if this card reverse, it indicates the happy choice to open the door to a more spiritual pursuit. You may have been obsessed with worldly issues before, but your readiness to go deeper is now here. Many people believe that they cannot live in a material world, make lots of money, and engage in spiritual priorities at the same time. But you now realize that this isn't true. In fact, you can bring this wonderful spiritual focus to any endeavor. And when you do, you'll find that beyond your garden, the universe is willing to fill your life with beauty and joy. Expect the unexpected, for joyous synchronicities abound. Okay? The affirmation is, I am blessed with an abundantly spiritual life. Every day in every way, my joyous prosperity grows and grows. So that's you guys working on your spiritual life, okay? With all this happening, guys, this is where you guys dive into that spiritual transformation. That's why you have enlightenment here, transformation, because it's a spiritual journey at this point for you, okay? I mean, it always is, but right now is a crucial time right now. It's an awakening that you're going through, okay? We have these sporadic awakenings that sometimes last for a good little time period. And this is one of them. Every phase we go through in our life, that either that cycle has to come to an end, or it's going to keep repeating itself till you learn that lesson, until you transform, until you become enlightened on what's really going on, okay? Let me see what signs here before I go to the next card. We have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Scorpio again. A lot of Scorpio energy here, but that's just that transformation energy that's typical if you're talking about transforming and stuff. And what else we got here? Earth energy and air energy. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see where we are now. Door to personal healing and happiness, and it's in the reverse. So This overall meaning means new beginnings in your personal life. So, reverse, it says you may be feeling stuck where your personal intentions are concerned. Self mastery and discipline may be hard to achieve right now, or specific plans for personal change may be being blocked. Remember that your intentions need to be clear and unconflicted. Whatever you're working on, you need to know that you are capable of achieving it and that you deserve it. Put your heart into the plans and changes you desire, and realize that you are worth your own time and effort. The new beginnings you seek will come with your own focus and patient determination. So that's, guys, you giving in to this transformation, right? You realizing what you need, what you want, what your heart desires, okay? And maybe your heart truly desires to release this. You really do want to let it go. Okay, so just continue to let it go, but a part of it you feel still bound down, right? And look at that. Look at still what's behind that, guys. There's that broken heart again. I think I pointed that out 2-3 times before. So let's see. The affirmation says, I am strong, focused, and self-directed. I have the power to create wonderful new realities in my life. And all tied up is number 23. This says lack of motion or sense of personal freedom. So this card shows a woman tied up with bonds around her wrists, body, and arms. Receiving this card upright represents a situation in your life where things seem to be severely stuck. A major drama may be going on around you. And see, that's the energy of all this stuff here that you're dealing with. Okay, a major drama may be going on around you, stopping you from moving forward. Or it may be that some technicalities are blocking your way. Perhaps you're waiting for a contract to be signed or an agreement to be made. Whatever is holding things up, the restrictions may be feeling quite oppressive at this time. If this isn't technically the case for you, what's tying you up is your own personal stuff. And I feel like that's what that's what we're delving into here, okay? Is your own personal stuff. Look at your life and see how you can be your own jailer. Are you tying yourself up in some emotional anguish or in a negative habit that you refuse to deal with? If so, it's time to cut the bonds and make some serious changes now. You needn't live in your own self-imposed jail any longer. Okay? And that self-imposed jail is you blocking yourself on a spiritual, energetic level because of the resentments you may feel, the hurt, the pain, the past that you're still trying to release and let go of. Okay. The affirmation says, I release stuck energy, old habits, and restrictions. My life is opening up. I am free to choose my reality. Okay. All right. Capricorn, well, that was your reading, guys, and I hope that it was helpful for you. I hope that it resonated for some of you, if not most of you, but I'm sure it didn't resonate for all of you, okay? Please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that bell, guys, so you can know when I'm back, and I'll see you next time.